Audrey Werro has barely had time to celebrate the biggest victory of her career, and now the European champion is heading straight into another major 800-meter test. On Friday in Lausanne, Werro will return to competition on home soil, just days after defeating Olympic champion Keely Hodgkinson to win European gold in Birmingham. Standing in her way will be Femke Broeders-Bol, the Dutch star who finished third in that same European final and produced a national record of her own. But this time, Hodgkinson is not the main story. The spotlight turns to Werro versus Broeders-Bol, two athletes coming off breakthrough performances and now facing another high-level 800-meter field of the Lausanne Diamond League. And for Werro, this race carries an extra layer of significance. She is racing in Switzerland, in front of a home crowd, as the newly crowned European champion. Just days ago in Birmingham, Werro produced one of the defining performances of the championships. She ran 1 minute and 54.81 seconds to defeat Hodgkinson and set a new European Championships record. Hodgkinson followed in 1 minute and 55.01 seconds, while Broeders-Bol took bronze in 1 minute and 55.54 seconds, setting a Dutch national record. That result was remarkable enough on its own, but the circumstances made it even more dramatic. Werro had fallen in her semi-final the day before the final after contact with France's Anaïs Bourbon. She initially appeared to be eliminated, but Switzerland successfully appealed the decision after video evidence was reviewed. Werro was reinstated and given another chance to compete for the title. She took that opportunity and turned it into the biggest senior championship victory of her career. Now she returns to Lausanne with a very different status. She is no longer simply the young Swiss athlete trying to break into the elite. She is the European champion, and her 2026 season has already shown that her Birmingham victory was not an isolated performance. Back in June, Werro ran 1 minute and 53.80 seconds at the Paris Diamond League, moving to third on the women's 800-meter all-time list. That performance put her just 0.52 seconds away from Jarmila Kratochvilovia's long-standing world record of 1 minute and 53.28 seconds. So the question entering Lausanne is not whether Werro can run fast. She clearly can. The question is whether she can reproduce that level of performance again, only days after a major championship final. And that's where Femke Broeders-Bol becomes particularly interesting. Broeders-Bol has built her reputation primarily as a 400-meter hurdle specialist. She's a two-time world champion in that event, but in 2026, she is increasingly focused on the 800 meters. And her move up in distance is beginning to look increasingly serious. At the European Championships, she did not simply make the final. She ran 1 minute and 55.54 seconds, taking bronze behind Werro and Hodgkinson, while setting a Dutch national record. That performance showed that her speed over 400 meters can translate into genuine world-class potential over 2 laps. In fact, Broeders-Bol brings something very different to the matchup. Werro has already demonstrated exceptional 800-meter strength and endurance, while Broeders-Bol possesses outstanding speed from her long career in the 400-meter hurdles. That creates an intriguing tactical question. Can Broeders-Bol use her speed to stay in contention early and then challenge Werro over the final 200 meters? Or will Werro's strength over the full 800 meters allow her to control the decisive stages of the race? And Lausanne will not be an empty stage around these two athletes. Werro won't have an easy night in Lausanne. The field includes several strong 800-meter contenders, including world champion Lilian Odaira, adding another layer of competition to this highly anticipated race. Werro and Broeders-Bol may be the most obvious storyline coming out of Birmingham, but they will have to deal with a field capable of changing the race completely. For Werro, however, the setting itself makes this meeting special. She gets to race at home as European champion. And after producing 1 minute and 53.80 seconds in Paris earlier this summer, there will naturally be interest in how close she can get to the world record again. But there is an important distinction. A world record should not be treated as an expectation simply because Werro has previously run 1 minute and 53.80 seconds. The 800 meters is an event where pacing, competition, conditions, and race dynamics can dramatically influence the final time. The immediate objective is much simpler. Win the race. Audrey Werro enters as the European champion, racing in front of her home crowd after one of the fastest performances of her career. Femke Broeders-Bol arrives as the European bronze medalist and Dutch record holder, continuing her transition from the 400-meter hurdles into the 800. Two athletes, two very different paths, and one major Diamond League race. The last time they met, Werro won European gold and Broeders-Bol set a national record on the way to bronze. Now the question is, can Femke Broeders-Bol challenge Audrey Werro for the win in Lausanne, or will the new European champion continue her incredible 2026 season on home soil? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to The Athlete Insider, and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest stories from the world of track and field. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.